Welcome to The Detail, the podcast that shines a light on the detail behind design and the people behind the scenes. I'm Stephen, and today we're joined by Peter Imielski.
Come on.
Limowski.
No. You're still getting it wrong. You're still,
You tell me.
After so many years, Stephen, come on. It's Imielski.
Oh, well, it's a complicated name.
No, it isn't. Yeah.
Sorry, I'll make it my mission
That's fine.
learn it.
That's fine.
So today we're going to have a deep dive into a modern steel fabrication factory and what it takes to run that on a day-to-day basis. And hopefully you're going to help us along the way.
Yeah, I do my best.
Yeah. So, Imielski,
go on, yes.
That's a great surname. So,
Yes.
Where's that from?
Typical Polish surname.
Yeah, Polish.
Yes, all the surnames end with SKI. Polish surnames.
Not very easy to pronounce.
I know.
So, you came from Poland, or your heritage is from Poland, or?
Yes. I came to UK in 2005, just for a couple of months, just to discover a new country and have a little bit of adventure. But you know,
what, 2 months and since 2005?
Yes,
still here?
and I've been here 20 years after. So yeah. I mean, I've met great people here. I've only had 2 jobs since I've set up the iSteel Fabrications with Andrew, and it's been 20 years now.
And you've got a family, kids,
yes,
full life here now.
I've got 3 kids. 2 of them are born in the UK, so I've got English kids.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, I didn't realise the first time I met you that you were actually born in Poland because you sound so English.
No, I don't.
You do, honestly?
I mean, the
pure Barnsley born and bred.
Well, people get mixed up a little bit with my accent, but I do still sound European. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
so
well. I can understand.
I don't mind that. I don't care, if I'm honest.
Yeah. Well, why should you? So a quick icebreaker, which I thought I'd start out the interview by asking is, what's your drink of choice?
Well, on a daily basis, what I would say, I drink a couple of coffees a day.
Yeah.
And I just drink water. I'm not,
I'm not
stuffing myself with, with colored drinks, and fizzy drinks. No. And I'm trying to avoid alcohol. If I'm honest, I'm doing really well so far this year.
Oh, so, good for you, because I'm doing terrible.
I've not been drunk this year, if I'm
really? Wow,
yes,
God, that's an achievement.
I'm not. I will have a sip. I will have a sip of whiskey, and yesterday. In fact, yesterday I've had the first pint since January.
Wow.
Yes. Only because it was hot.
Yeah. Well, when the sun's out, a nice cold beer.
You
deserved it.
Yeah.
So let's rewind a bit. So fabrication, steel, how did you get into that?
Well, I've been raised by my granddad, who's set up a fabrication shop back in 50s, and
back in Poland.
Yeah, obviously
nice.
Back in Poland. Yeah. And I've been growing up in the fabrication environment. So since my childhood, I've been interested in helping granddad. Obviously, I went a different route because I went to high school and then went to uni. I did IT, but all in between, I've been fabbing and grafting.
Like summer jobs and things like that. Yeah.
So yeah, and I came to the UK in 2005 with fabrication qualifications, because it was easier for me to get a fabrication job rather than IT job, because 20 years ago I barely spoke English. Yeah.
Oh, right, really? So when you came to England, you couldn't really speak a lot
No,
of English?
because I've had Russian and German in primary school and in high school.
Yeah.
And even the university, I've had Russian language.
Wow.
So so I spoke Russian, I spoke German, and 'cause I've got some family in Germany, so I've spent quite some time in Germany as well. And when I came here, my English was very basic, so it was easy for me to find a fabrication job.
Yeah.
And
Well, you've got a skill, haven't you? Ultimately, you've got past experience in it, so why not?
Yeah, and it's just. It just happened.
Yeah, as life does. Yeah.
I met my wife here.
Yeah.
Well, my girlfriend. Well,
Yeah.
we engaged. She's not my wife yet.
Not yet.
But yeah. And then we're here after 20 years.
Wow, that's impressive. A nice one. So, iSteel Fabrications obviously is a business specialising in fabricating not just doors, anything that revolves around steel and welding. But how did iSteel Fabrications come to be set up as its own business?
So I used to work at the different fabrication shop, and Andrew reached me out with the project involving a fire-rated doors, and this is how we started. So we've completed a couple of projects for Andrew, and he decided that it will be worth to set up our own business. So.
All right. So basically, Andrew, who runs iSteel Doors, came to you. You were producing a small number of doors for him, and eventually he was like, "Hey, we should start his own business doing fabrication."
Yeah,
well, it makes sense.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
So we've set up the business in 2020.
Yeah.
So and we continuously growing.
Wow.
So
nice. So it's a young business. That's a pretty good growth, isn't it, in 5 years?
Yes, within 5 years, we have 16 people on the shop floor. We have our own powder coating plant.
Wow.
We're fully equipped business now.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you can tell it's a good setup. You've got everything, haven't you? You've got all your steel, all your welding equipment, all your fabrication, all the powder coating. Yeah.
We've got 14 welding benches.
Has it taken you by surprise, the growth, how quick it's grown, or were you expecting that?
To be honest, I didn't expect that at all, because we started in a very difficult times.
COVID and everything.
COVID, yes, exactly. So it was I thought it's going to be difficult to actually progress, but surprisingly.
I know, here we are. And the thing is, I remember when you first started, it was you and maybe like 3 other guys in a small unit.
Yes.
Just there, like day to day.
We've had a small unit in Carlton Industrial Estate, and it was only 3 of us. And then within the next 3 years, we grew to the 16 fabricators.
Yeah, that's good growth. So what's the working relationship like between iSteel and iSteel Fabrications on a day-to-day basis? Like what happens with that?
Well, iSteel, it's a brand, and iSteel, contains an office with 4 architects. Who's getting the orders and basically bringing the orders to the factory, and then I organize the rest. So iSteel deals with the marketing and order side, and fabrication. It's a working horse. For the iSteel.
So basically, iSteel, they take the orders, they produce fabrication drawings, bring them to you. And then you order materials, you check over the spec of it, if anything needs ordering, bending, laser cutting. and you distribute it amongst the staff. It goes into like a fabrication schedule, I suppose, does it?
Yeah, we've created the log to simplify the system. We've got a fabrication log made in the Excel, right? We've got every job number highlighted, and we just work to the schedule. We just work to the calendar. So you know, we're trying to work to 6 weeks lead time, but obviously, you know, as you know, it's sometimes hard to achieve, and yeah.
But I mean, we do a pretty good job, and yeah, I know that if you say it's going to be X, you'll do your very best to achieve that, and 90% of the time we really do achieve it, don't we?
Yeah, it is. You know, the probably most difficult period. It's the summertime because you know, we have staff on holiday, and you know, the construction, it's at its full pace. And you know, so the summertime is probably the busiest time of the year, and the Christmas push. Everyone needs jobs to be, you know, completed before Christmas, but yeah. I think we're still doing a good job in terms of the lead times.
So beyond making doors for iSteel, obviously you've got a whole factory that make everything, not just doors. What other kind of projects would you take on? So I know you've done a few things like you did the Vespa bike. Tell me about them. What are the racks or something?
Yeah, but these are only tiny prototype projects. We did quite a few larger projects, like, you know, balustrade system for housings, for commercial as well. We've done electric gates. We've done loads of handrails, bespoke handrails.
And I know you've done like structural steels for extensions,
for extensions. We've done quite a few extensions so far. So we're fully equipped to undertake any structural work.
What's the strangest thing that you've been asked to make or that you've made whilst working in fabrication?
I would say, back in the day, I was helping my granddad to make a stainless steel cross.
Oh, really?
For the church.
Oh, nice.
In Zakopane, which is quite famous place in South Poland, and this cross was 12 meters high.
Wow.
Made out of stainless steel with the sun rays and twisted bars.
I'd love to see that.
And yes, it was a quite funky project.
I bet. Is it still there, do you know?
I hope it is.
I'm going to try and see if I can find a picture. That'd be really nice to see that. Interesting. And is it to fabricate something in stainless steel versus mild steel? What is the difference between stainless steel and mild steel?
Stainless steel got anti-rusting capabilities, so you know, you've got different grades of stainless steel. So stainless steel, it's used in you know, external products as well. So obviously you've got the warranty that, you know, it's not going to rust unless it's the lower grade of stainless, and it's like in the marine use. You know,
so that's interesting. So there's different qualities of steel. It's not just one kind of steel.
Yeah, of course.
Got like gold, I suppose, 9-carat gold.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's good to know. So can you talk us through a typical project that you'd receive? What's the process from when you receive it to it being built?
Well, it's very simple. So we have a design, right, on the plate.
So you receive like technical drawings.
Yeah. So it's a full job pack, right, containing 7-8 pages. Typical door set is about 7 pages with all the overview details, and you know, details of every single component. So this is scheduled and it's put into the log.
Right.
So we schedule in the install date and the ready date.
So it comes to you as like a set of drawings, and then
I schedule the date, the install date, and then I'll pass this to production. Then we have one of our employees, Mr. Adam. He's a bandsaw man. We call him a bandsaw manager.
Yeah.
So he operates the bandsaw on a daily basis.
What is that?
So bandsaw basically is the machine that cuts the steel.
Oh, right. Okay.
So we have all the section internally because all the ERW sections we store them internally. So we have the warranty, they're not going to rust. So all the ERW sections are the mild steel, 1.5 or 2 mil thick wall thickness. So basically, Mr. Adam gets his cutting sheet right on every project, and he just cuts steel. And then we've got a dedicated rack where we put the cut job.
All right.
And then the fabricators are taking the next inline job.
Super. And so then once the fabricators pick up that from the bundle, they take it back to their bench and assemble it by welding it.
Well, every single component is basically cut to size. And it's like a Lego, because this product is totally bespoke. We cannot really have a jig as you would have a jig for the mass production.
None's the same.
None is the same. So we found the easiest way to undertake it is to make yourself a temporary jig. We use a aluminium section, which is like a thick wall box sections, and then it's basically a jig work. So you're building yourself a jig on the table, and then you assembling every single part to part, welded together, sanded together, and then it's getting passed to quality control. We've got a small corner for quality control.
At what point does it get painted then? After QC?
After QC, it's getting painted. So,
and then obviously you powder coat everything yourselves here on site. You're literally just taking the assembled project and putting it in the oven. Tell me about powder coating. What exactly is powder coating and how does it work?
Well, powder coating is one of the most durable coating systems.
Like a paint finish, right?
Yes. So the paint comes in a form of powder. So it's like a flour texture. It's basically a very, very fine powder. And then it goes through the machine. We use a Swiss brand called Gamma, and it's getting electrocharged. So the powder going through the gun getting electrocharged. The product that it's getting powder coated is earthed. Right. So the powder wraps around the material. Right.
Wow.
So it sticks to material. So once it's fully covered, it's getting inspected with the torch, right? So the powder cutter has to make sure that it's more or less evenly covered, right? There is no, shine through patches and that kind of stuff. And then it goes to the oven. And now, depending on the powder, it has to be cured at certain temperature. These temperatures ranges from 160 to 200 degrees. Right. It depends on the powder. Usually matte finish are the higher temperature curing paints. There is some low bake powders, which is like 160 degrees. Right. So it's got to cure in the oven for anything, because it's a thin material. It's usually about 12 to 15 minutes for our product. And then it's getting dragged out of the oven and magic just happened.
That's really interesting because I didn't realize that you run an electric current through the metal. It attracts the paint particles.
It's through the gun. So the gun basically it's got like a hose that it's shoved into the box of powder. Right. It's connected to the compressor, so there is an airflow going through. So as soon as you press the trigger, the gun pulls the air in, right, sucking the powder through, and then once powder goes through the gun, there is an electrode that electrocharges the powder particles.
Right.
And obviously your rack where the item is hung actually absorbs that powder because it's earthed, so it's like a
Wow, sounds like science.
It's quite interesting. It's quite interesting, yeah. And we've got over 70 powders in stock at the minute, and there is some really nice colours. You know, we've got something like ultra chrome, for example, or latent powders from HMG, which are really funky powders.
And that creates like a mirror shine, does it, or something?
Yeah. The ultra chrome is kind of a chrome looking like powder, so you can get this chrome effect. It's not exactly like chrome, but it looks quite decent.
I mean, I know you do like the textured bronze and funky things like that.
You see, the reason why 95% of our product is in fine texture is because it's a dual matte finish and is really easy to maintain,
and it looks more premium.
So the texture paint is only a 5% gloss level, so it means that it's very matte and it doesn't leave a finger marks.
Yeah.
So
it's important,
it is. You know, when you use matte or gloss powders, they also look brilliant.
Yeah.
But as soon as you touch the surface, it will leave a fingerprint.
Yeah.
Which on the texture paint, it's invisible. So it's really easy to maintain.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, the thing is, it's like if you have a glossy kitchen, for example, it looks fantastic, doesn't it? But then the second you start getting grease on it, you're constantly cleaning it, so it looks a mess. And
that's why I always try to convince people just go with a fine texture finish, and fine texture became a really popular choice for practically any product.
And I know when we have customers coming into the showroom, the second they see the textured versus the shiny, everyone wants a textured because it just looks more premium, and it does. It has a nicer finish to it. It looks very matte. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, you do a very good job with your powder coating, I must say.
Yes. We've got accuracy at 95%.
Nice.
So there is only out of 100 doors that says the 5 will need a recoat. So our 2 powder cutters, they know what they're doing. So we've got a really good team.
Oh, good. And the thing is, I suppose because you're producing it here, fabricating it here, powder coating it here, like you can easily like recoat it, make amendments to reassure quality, basically.
Well, this was one of the points that we've set up our own powder coating plant, because we've had so many issues with previous powder coaters that their accuracy was like 60%. So basically 4 out of 10 jobs had to go for a recoat, and then it was impacting our lead times. And, so we've improved on the lead time and on the quality as well.
So basically part of your growth has been fueled by not being able to get it good enough or fast enough from outside suppliers. Yeah. Well, it makes sense. So there's a lot of pressure on the construction industry right now to be more sustainable and eco-friendly. How is that pressure felt in fabrication?
no pressure whatsoever.
No.
You know, steel and glass are two most recyclable materials.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
So there is no pressure.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't actually know that, do they, about glass and steel, but they're two of the most recyclable materials on the planet.
True.
So you're very lucky in that respect, I guess.
Yes,
you've got that.
Yeah, we
Never
are.
in your cap.
Plus, you know, on the powder coating side, we use LPG gas. You know, that's obviously way more sustainable than the electric oven, right?
Yeah.
And we've invested into the inverter-based welders rather than the transformer-based welders, which are I think 60-70% more energy efficient.
So I've noticed that a lot of architects and designers, they're asking more and more about, are things sustainable? Where have they come from? They want to know details like that. Have you noticed that? Would you say that's going to become an important thing in the future?
Yes, I would say so.
Yeah, more and more.
More and more. More and more.
Well, like you said, you're already pretty set up on the way to achieving that, or you're trying your best where can. You've changed your supply for welding equipment, your powder coating. You've set up in England, so you've got less travel to do. I think you're doing a pretty good job already, to be honest.
Yeah.
This bit's not going to make it to the video, is it?
Agreed.
Oh, okay. So you've got quite a mix of people working here, fabricating alongside you. What kind of backgrounds do most of those people come from?
Oh dear. Yes, out of the 16 people on the shop floor, we've got 2 girls.
Yeah.
Right, which is quite unusual in the fabrication world. Actually, we've got 2 South Africans, about 5 Polish people, 1 Slovakian person, and the rest of them obviously are English. So we totally mixed.
Very multicultural, international.
Totally mixed. Yeah, but when I first set up, it was me and my friend Sylvester and Peter, and Sylvester is a roofer by trade.
A roofer?
Yeah. And Peter is a mechanic, and he was a bus driver for over 12 years.
Wow, I didn't know.
So they just wanted to try something different, and they kind of enjoyed, working together.
So I know that a few members of staff have no experience in welding whatsoever when they first came to iSteel. Like, you've taken on apprentices and trainees over time. What kind of skills do you look for in that kind of person who don't have a background in fabrication?
Well, it's the manual skill, because the most difficult part of our job is working to detail, right? So it's the finish. And because the sections we are using to produce our doors, they're only very thin, as I mentioned before, they're only 1.5 mil. It's really hard to sand this down to the flat level without creating any cracks into welds, because you only leave in like 1.5 mil wall, right? So this is probably the most difficult part of our job is to make sure that every corner and every joint is fabricated to the
strong but looks good
standard. Yeah. So as long as the person has the manual skill, right,
or a desire to want to do it,
or desire to want to do it, it's easily achievable.
So what you're saying is the key skill required is more like a personality trait. They want to do a good job and also have attention to detail, basically.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And we have a chef, a bus driver, a roofer, the people who's been working in the factories before, in the warehouses, and they've been trained from scratch. And, you know, some people are reaching the standard, our standard, within a month time or within a 2 months time. Some take it a little longer. So, it can take even up to 6-8 months, you know, to get to the standard. But there's always help. If someone is missing on something, there's always somebody beside him that, you know, that will look after it and give him an hand, you know. So, we've been, you know, training each other.
Yeah, and I mean, you're very involved in the training of staff. I've seen you. Yes, I know you're a very good teacher.
So of course.
Good hands.
I've trained majority of the staff, but now I've two. I've Michael and Stefan, who
very
looking after the students.
And I suppose, in a way, you tell me if I'm wrong, but I suppose if you've come from a fabrication background, like it's known for like industrial looking gates and things like that, where the weld is chunky for a reason because it has to be strong, but not necessarily neat and tidy. So I suppose if you've not got that experience, then you're teaching them how to be precision perfect, aren't you?
It's a different ball game.
Yeah.
It's a totally different game. You cannot compare fabrication to fabrication. If you weld in a bollard or weld in a structural steel, you're not necessarily working to a finished detail, right?
Yeah.
Because some parts are covered in the wall and they never be seen again. Yeah. So all it counts is just a, you know, well penetrated weld, well laid down weld, you know. Yeah. And but our product has to stand out, right? These are, you know, architectural glass doors, so
and very expensive. But for good reason, because the detail is in them and, you know, you do such a good job.
Yeah, there is a hell of a lot of fabrication involved.
A lot of man hours, isn't it?
And
it's hard, isn't it, to achieve that level of detail?
You know, last year, I've had 19 people joining the iSteel, where out of the 19, only 5 or 6 stayed. So it's not the job. It's not for everyone. Yeah. Majority of fabricators, they want a steady life, you know, the quick job and knock. And in here, you've got to be really focused. Our tolerance is 1 mil, right?
Wow.
So we work to a mil tolerance.
Otherwise, it don't meet QC.
Yes, and so this is the problem for some people, and you know, so it is quite hard to actually you know, get a good staff.
Find that person.
Yeah, find a staff.
Yeah. So you mentioned that you've got 2 women that work in the factory now, and like you said, that is unusual for a welding factory, at least, anyway.
Yeah.
So has that changed, like, the team dynamics? What's it brought to the table?
Well, Hannah joined us last year in 2024. Basically, the company she worked for has gone bust. She found us online, sent us an email. She came for an interview, and well, I've offered her a job. So she was a bit of a slow learner at the beginning, but now she's you know, very, very valuable, a team member. And Megan, who just started, she's been here through the college, through the work placement.
All right, yeah.
So she's done 8 weeks, and I've been watching her working, and her attention to detail is like unbelievable.
Oh, good.
She focuses so much onto a detail, and she's really gentle with the job.
Yeah, she's very smiley. She always smiles when I walk past her.
Yeah, she is. So you know, it's summertime. We're really busy. We've picked up lots of orders, and you know, I just have to give it a chance.
So I think that's a really good thing that you take on people that don't necessarily have a background in fabrications, and you're training them because you're giving people a skill, and also apprentices that are coming straight out of education. You know, you're giving them a reason to get up and go to work, and you know, once you've got a skill, it's there for life, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. You know, if I'm honest, I thought that the world is going into a wrong direction, and this isn't necessarily a true statement, because I would say 30%. So we have a Jason, who's 21-year-old. We have Hannah, she's 23. We have Megan, 18. We have Mr. Wyatt, he's 18. He joined the team straight from college. We've got Mr. Thomas.
Yeah.
So we've got 5 youngsters, age of 18 to 23. So it's nearly 30% of our staff. Yeah. So I'm quite happy that we have a young, fresh workforce that is willing to work.
Yeah.
That's the key thing.
Yeah. And the thing is, obviously manufacturing is declining in England, isn't it, over the current decades? And so those opportunities to young people aren't there like they used to be. Most people now go into offices or warehouses and things like that. So yeah, to work in the factory and learn a skill other than like plumbing or bricklaying or whatever, you know, is a unique thing, and just should be proud of that.
You know, in the fabrication industry, in any trade industry, the requirement is for the staff is huge. So you know, it's a valuable thing to have. It's a valuable skill to have, and if you obtain that skill, you can find work anywhere. You know, you not necessarily have to you know, fabricate, but if you get this skill, you are able to produce or to work in a different environment, which requires, you know, work into a detail. So it's a good skill to have.
So just to go back to the decline of British manufacturing, you guys are bucking the trend, obviously growing year on year. Why do you think that is? What's your secret?
I mean, I think we easygoing people. We're just pretty laid back. There is no pressure. I'm trying to not to put a lot of pressure on the staff. I mean, you know, we're not forcing people to work overtimes, you know. We're pretty laid back. You know, I'm not telling people off.
Yeah.
I might mention something sometimes, you know, like coming off a break 3 minutes late.
Oh, don't keep
I will just gently say, look, just watch your time.
Yeah.
But I'm not. I would never shout at person, for example. You know, I'm so I'm a pretty laid back person.
Yeah, you are.
You know.
But I mean, obviously, iSteel orders are growing, and you're getting inquiries from outside companies where you're making bespoke items for people like gates, staircases. And without the orders, you wouldn't be able to take on more staff. So there's a reason why you're growing. Do you think that it's quality of the product that you're putting out there, your work ethic, this attention to details?
You know, I can confidently say that we are #1 in the UK.
Yeah,
I've been saying this for some time now, because you know, the product we developed, right? Especially on the fire rated side, we were the first company in the UK that used a very thin section to pass the fire test.
Oh, wow.
So we've got the E30 certification on our fire-rated product.
Yeah, so that's like a unique selling point, really, isn't it?
This is a unique selling point.
And I think people don't realise that iSteel Fabrications actually produce doors for other steel companies under different brand names.
Well, yeah, and also remember that there's always a requirement for the steelworks. As long as construction is going, there always will be a requirement for a steel, because just look at the world.
Well, yeah,
the world is made out of steel, brick, wood, and glass. Which
exactly, it's like all modern architecture now is heavily based on steel, because you can obviously get a bigger space because the steel's so strong it can hold up the structure. And then, like you mentioned, the glass, because everyone wants an abundance of light. So yeah, it's a great place to be, I suppose, isn't it?
Yes.
So are there any areas that you see opportunities for your fabrication business to grow over the next 5 to 10 years?
Well, we've just set up a new brand, which is just a small project, right? It's called Cast and Forge. We've designed some furnitures.
Nice.
So we fabricated stools, tables, and chairs, and the armchair.
Oh, nice.
Obviously, we're fabricating mirrors, and it's all bespoke. Luckily, one of my staff members has been into upholstery. So he knows how to work with the cloth.
Wow, that's lucky. He's lucky.
So we how it started. Really, Andrew came up with the idea of making a chair. He saw a product online, right, and asked me the question, Pete, can we do similar? I said, yeah, go on, mate. Just order me a piece of timber for the backrest and for the seat, and get me the sponge, and get the fabric. So we'll think of something. So we did a set of 6 chairs, and as soon as they came out of the production line, we're just thinking, well, if we can build something, we can build anything. And
they look great, I suppose.
if I'm honest, I've copied Andrew. I've done the set for my own house as well. My missus picked different coloured fabrics, and every single guest, every guest we've got in house asking the questions. Where did you buy them? Where did you go? So it's something that we will be looking into in the future. And also, as I said before, as the construction is growing, I can see us growing as well. So
yeah, I think that's really nice that you're not just relying on doors and construction, which is important, but you're also diversifying into furniture. And why not? It's a brilliant idea. You're already selling to interior designers, architects who are specifying these products, so why not offer something else that will complement it?
Yeah, we can undertake any project.
Bespoke furniture, would you do that?
Yeah, of course we would. Yeah.
So outside of a factory, what do you get up to? What's your interest? I've heard that you're a bit of a DJ, filmmaker.
Well, that's kind of a hobby. I used to DJ a lot when I was younger. But I'm a family man. I've got 3 kids. So I just can't cope with with the business, with the business, and then I'm not a party animal anymore. No, definitely not. But yeah. I did some DJing, and I did some videography. In fact, videography, it was my first business.
Wow.
Back in Poland in 2020, I used to do, wedding videos and wedding photography for a couple of years. Yeah.
Amazing.
So, but yeah, that kind of, this stayed with me till this day. I've still got a, decent DSLR camera. I've got my drones. I've got my GoPros, and every time we go on holiday or every time we go, so I always take my cameras with me, and I'm always doing holiday videos. And
so you've got a creative mind, really, haven't you? I'd say so.
I mean, yeah.
And it explains the funky playlist when you walk through the factory. I've heard you.
Well, that's guys. That entirely depends on the guys, because I think that they take turns. So it's a Thomas's turn. So Thomas will play radio music, and then if it's Hannah's turn, she will play her Spotify list, and they've got a Bluetooth radio, so they can play whatever they want really on the shop floor.
Yeah, it's good for morale, isn't it?
Yeah.
And finally, for anyone who's interested, who wants to reach out, they want you to produce something for them, where would they get in touch with you?
Oh, it's easy. It's just go on iSteel fabrications.co.uk website, and there's a contact form there. There's an email there and a number.
Yeah.
Yes, I will personally answer the phone or reply to the email.
Yeah.
So
I will put it all in show notes anyway, so you'll be able to find it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, thank you, Pete. It's been really interesting. Nice to talk to you.
Thanks.
So that's all from the detail today. It's been brilliant to hear from Pete, learn about how a modern factories run, steel fabrication, what other products he did, powder coating. So if there's any architects or interior designers out there that are interested in bespoke furniture, doors, architectural ironmongery, get in touch and I'm pretty sure I'll give you a quote.